Chef Al Gilberts. Welcome to my gym in my home. On this snowy day, I had to go through a lot of steps to get here in the snow, but it was fun. And tonight I'm going to be talking about, briefly, change your language, change your results. And now I'm going to wait for some people to get on and join us. And I'm going a little bit later tonight than I normally do. Yeah, it's just been a long day, and Judy is there. How are you doing, Judy? I hope you're doing well. Do you got snow where you are? It's snowing all over this country. Charles, good to see you. I'm buried in it here. Rocio, good to see you. 2 feet of snow in Pennsylvania and still coming down. Hey, Kelly. She's in Illinois. She's probably got a lot of snow. I don't know. Do you, Kelly? Veronica, nice to see you in Fayetteville, Arkansas. Good to see you. And Roger, good to see you. Did I pronounce that right? I'm not sure. And Elena, hey, where you been, girl? From LA, that foreign country. Every time I land in LA, I'm like, wow, is this really the United States? Anyway, good to see you on the call. Markian, good to see you on the call. And from Colorado, he's probably got snow, especially if he's up in the mountains there. Yeah, I am working late. Working out late in the gym. Yeah, getting on late too. Tino, good to see you from Nagaland, India. Wow, good morning. Nagaland. Friends, if you've never been to Nagaland, you need to go, but you'll never forget it. I've been there to Kohima. That's where you fly into India, and you got to go to Calcutta to get a second visa to fly to the Nagaland, because they want to know, why are you going there? Anyway, but you got to, at least I had to get a second visa when I went. It was amazing. Amazing place, amazing country. And Naz, good to see you. And George from New York City. I know you got lots of snow buried in there. Good to see you, George. Hope you're doing well. I remember you said your pipes were frozen and you finally got that worked out. I'm glad you did. It's one thing to go through a lot of snow and a lot of winter and then have trouble with something like that. Tamara, good to see you from Missouri. So I was thinking about this while I was in the sauna, was change your language, change your results. And it's important, because how many of you have been guilty of this, that after you were prospecting somebody, you said, you know what, I probably didn't say that right. Right? Anybody know what I'm talking about here? So if you know what I'm talking about, then you understand that your language, your words have a direct result, to the outcome. And I remember that back in, probably the 1980s. In the 1980s, when I was sort of new at prospecting people, and I reached out to a man, and I was prospecting him, and I said, you know what, Bob? When you see this, you're going to quit your job. It's going to be the best thing you ever did. That wasn't too smart, was it? I mean, first of all, he loved his job. He loved his job. I just didn't know that. Some people love their jobs. We have this assumption because of, network marketing can lead to financial independence. Why would you have a job? Why would you do that? Well, there are people out there that love their work. That was what I learned. And of course, when I made that comment, guess what? You think he was receptive? He wasn't. He wasn't receptive to my opportunity to help him be job free. So I learned from that. We learn from our mistakes. And when we think about the recruiting cycle, the steps that we go through in the recruiting cycle, the invitation, the presentation, the follow-up, and then finally, that's when we say, hey, how do you see yourself as a customer, or would you like to join me in the business? That's where you sponsor them. It's a process. But the first step, the invitation, is where people really make that mistake, is in the language and the words that they use. So all we have to do is simply pay attention to what we're saying. And possibly, if you want, you can even script it. If you want to write your own, because everyone has different personalities, but I know Ray Higdon has got some great scripts. But it's just important just to watch what we say and ask ourselves, is this something that they'll enjoy hearing, or will it annoy them? Or will it confuse them? Confusion is a big part of it. So for example, your company might have certain words that they use because it's been passed on from generation after generation in this profession that I've seen in 41 years, certain terms. So for example, how about the word distributor? You reach out to someone and you want to share your products with them and ask them to be a distributor. How does the word distributor feel? Now, 20 years ago, it might have been okay. Today, what does the word distributor suggest? Distribute, right? Distribute. Sounds a little complicated. It sounds like you're inventorying. To be a distributor? I think of a warehouse. And I can remember back in the 1970s, that's exactly what we did in network marketing. Of course, we didn't call it network marketing. We called it multi-level marketing because there was no internet. But that's what we did. We warehoused our products and we sold it down. And I think that even continued until, hey, Matthew, good to see you. That continued to the early 1990s when I was in NSA, working in Jeff Roberti's team with Jeff Roberti, and we inventoried our own products, man. I mean, it's like the first position title was called Garage Qualified. Hey, man, I'm Garage Qualified. Yeah, but I bought 15,000. How much do you buy? Oh, I bought 5. Well, I got a higher rank than you. Hey, somebody said, hey, wait a second, I bought 25,000. I got the highest Garage Qualified rank. If you think that sounds crazy, I'm telling you right now, it was crazy. And I can remember in the 1980s, that's exactly what I did do. I did buy $25,000 of water filters. Craziest thing. But see, if you don't know, you don't know. And that's the way people were brought in back then. We inventoried our products. And so when we hear the word distributor, that's an old archaic term. I would stay away from it if I was you. Just don't use that word. Or if somebody asks you, well, what do you do? And your company has trained you to say, well, you're in direct sales. That's what you do. That's your profession. So when you reach out to somebody and you want to talk to them about what you do and your products and all that, hey, why don't you join me? But you've used that expression, it's a direct sales company. How do you feel? Do you really like selling? Do most people enjoy sales or selling? I think they run from it. I mean, when was the last time you bought a car, right? I remember the last time I bought my wife a car, when I went down to the car lot and I was looking at this beautiful car. The next thing I know, here comes running a salesman. I'm thinking, oh gosh, a salesman. Just leave me alone. Just let me drive it. Let me see how it feels. Don't try to sell me. So the thing about it is, when we use the word direct sales, I don't think that really works in our behalf. Really, I don't think it does. And I think right now, when we look at the hostility the FTC has had toward even our profession, it's because of the fact that many of these companies want to legitimize what they are by saying they're a direct sales company. They're in direct sales. They belong to the DSA, the Direct Sales Association. Excuse me. I remember having a conversation with the president and CEO of our company, and I said, you know what? I don't think that works for us anymore. Really doesn't. It doesn't work for us, because I'd like to know the top earners of any company out there. How many of them have sold products in the last 30 days to anybody? And it'll be Zippo, I'm sure. Zippo. Why? Because it's not what we do. Technology has redefined the very activity and definition of what we are today. And what we do is we build a network of what? Consumers. Not salespeople, not a sales force, consumers. I share a link with you, you buy my product, you're a consumer. Matter of fact, I'm a consumer. You share your link with me, oh wow, you got this product I don't have? Awesome. Looks like an interesting product. I'm now a consumer in your team. You're not driving to my house, delivering the product to me like I did in the 1980s. That's what I did back there, really, in the 1970s. I remember when I used to deliver a jug of aloe vera juice when I was in Forever Living Products, my first company. And that's what we did back then. I remember going to a payphone booth, putting in a dime, calling somebody, hey, did you run out of the juice? Can I stop by and bring you some juice? Yeah, we didn't have cell phones. So that's what we did back then. But then the FTC looks at it and says, who's selling the product? It's not, that's the wrong question. It's entirely the wrong question. The question is, who's consuming the product? And the answer is everyone. Everyone. But when we ask somebody to join our direct sales company, they're thinking, oh, sales. Oh my God. I hate sales. You get what I'm talking about? The words we use, the language we use, and how it affects us. So the thing about it is that if we pay attention to that and we start really just using, even network marketing, when people ask me what I do, it's not like I try to hide network marketing. I'm not ashamed of it. I'm not ashamed of it one bit. But I understand there is some prejudice out there, or they've heard stories. So just to avoid that, just to see if they're open to the concept. I mean, I remember one time I was in a lounge after I did a meeting, and I was enjoying the ball game, and I was sitting around right up front of the bar with some guys. They all worked in different companies. We were all enjoying the game. We're all just talking. And I said to him, what do you do? One guy opened up and said, well, I do this. And I said, oh, that's interesting. Yeah, well, it's a job. I'm away from the family and all that, but, that's, I was up in the state of Maine when I met them. Another guy, I asked him, I said, what do you do? And then the third guy, what do you do? Well, guess what they did? They looked at me and said, what do you do? Now, I could say I'm in network marketing. Nothing wrong with that. But on the other hand, if they've heard things, then maybe they might just be, that reception might be closed off, right? So I just like to massage their viewpoint or really see if they're open to the whole concept of creating residual income like I've experienced? And the way I answered that was, I said, somebody introduced a product to me that I liked very much. And they told me that if I became a member of that company, I could get a discount. I could buy it at wholesale instead of retail. It made sense to me. I'd save money. And then they also told me that if I introduce it to anybody just by sharing a link, that every time they purchase, I get paid. And anybody that those people that they've introduced it to someone, I get paid on their orders too, no matter how far that goes, no matter how big that becomes. And so now for all these years, I've lived off residual income and I've never needed a job. And they all looked at me and they're like, and they all said, well, I would like to do that. Can you tell me about that? Do you have a business card? And no, don't have a business. You don't have a business card? I said, no, I live off residual income. I don't need a business card. But I'll tell you what, I'm in Facebook. Are you in Facebook? Oh yeah, all three of them are in Facebook. We all exchanged. I added them, they added me. And I messaged them links when I got home. See, here's the thing. I didn't say one word about network marketing. I didn't say another word. I didn't say anything about my company. I didn't even talk about my product. But oh my God, did they want to know all about it. Had I just come out and just threw it all out there to them, I'm in network marketing, I'm in this company, this is our product, guess what it does? They're like, let me drink some more beer. Hey, let's look at the ball game. Let's look at the ball game. No, I just want to get their minds to open. That's all I want. Would you like to have a lifetime of residual income like I've experienced? Would you be interested in something like that? And man, were they. So again, the language, the words that we use, and that's what I'm saying. And these are not special words. It's just simply understanding human nature in people. And then we're also aware of the fact that there are certain words out there that people just don't like. And especially when, how many times have you seen this done where people really just, they go right to the money. They want to talk about the money. Hey, I want to show you something. It's big money, big money. You can get rich with this. Expressions like that really turns people off, because here's the reality, and this is something you should always teach your leaders never to do. Don't quote your upline's checks. Don't ever do that. Because people can't imagine more, they can't imagine double more than what they're currently earning at their job. Anything beyond that is a Ponzi scheme to them. So that's the thing. We simply show them activity steps. If you do this, your first 30 days, this is what you can have. They don't need to be experts on the compensation plan. Show them the activity. But stay away from the words that, rich, big money, phrases like that are overused in network marketing. How many of you ever been pitched by a network marketer and, it's like, one of the words I hate is ground floor opportunity. Oh my gosh. It's such an overused expression, ground floor opportunity. I want to tell you, friends, when somebody says that, I want to go to the bathroom and puke, okay? Because I go back to the past of like 10 companies in a row that were all ground floor opportunities that never got off the ground. It crashed. I was a top pin in companies that don't exist with fantastic downlines that I no longer have. And all those people they still haven't got over the crash. I got over the crash. I just got up and went on. But I went through a learning process of what not to do. And so it's a statistic, right? Most companies that launch, most people start businesses, they'll fail within, most of them will be gone in 5 years. So that's true with network marketing companies. Really is. So a lot of people that start these companies should never be in business, should not run a business. But when I hear ground floor opportunity, it's like red lights are flashing, like beware, beware, this is an alert, you know. I'm sure you've had that happen many times. But those are things that, don't you hate the expression? This always follows after they've talked about their comp plan. It's second to none. It's second to none. It's another overused expression. I absolutely hate it. Oh my gosh. They want to sell you or deceive you to believe that their company can actually pay more out than all the other companies out there. The fact of the matter is, that's the reason why so many go out of business. I mean, I've got a very good friend that I know her company right now is in a compensation plan crisis. And this is a company that's doing over $1 billion a year, but they're in a compensation plan crisis right now. And matter of fact, the owner of that company reached out to me, and I said, well, I can give you my opinion, having looked at your plan, and I can tell you it will fail. But I can send you to a consultant because you need a person very good on the numbers, and I am not that kind of person. I understand concepts, but I cannot get into the details of how you make a plan work the way your plan is. Especially it's a hybrid. It's binary, unilevel, things like that. But it was very obvious to me some warning signs. But the thing is, that's the thing. That's the thing. So just don't be deceived by words yourself, and don't use those words. Use the right words. Use the words that really reflect, excuse me, in that sauna, man, I'm dried out, that reflect your integrity, your character. Always tell them the truth. And I know you would do that, but always do things with integrity. And be very honest and sincere in the way you present, but don't try to sell them. Again, you're a consultant. All you want to do is help them make the right decision. The right decision may be not to join you. That's right. I've had people reach out to me, and I'd say, you know what? I don't think you're a fit for our company, but I can think of somebody that you would be a fit for. Let me send you to that person. Yeah, I've done that before many times. So the thing about it is, just don't be afraid of losing anything and choosing the wrong words, the wrong language to promote what you do. Do it with integrity, do it right. So how many of you are getting into Clubhouse? Or hey Leah, good to see you. Have you tomorrow at 2:00 I'm going to be in Clubhouse, so I'll be doing that. I'll have a room. If you have Clubhouse, then join us at 2:00. Michelle Eldridge is going to be with me there. She's such a sweetheart. What an awesome networker she is. We're in two different companies. Doesn't matter. I've got friends in different companies, but she's really great and lives not too far from me. And Ray Higdon uses her a lot. Matter of fact. She's just awesome. So 2:00 in Clubhouse, and if you haven't got that, you need an invitation, Susie. Do you have do you have an iPhone? You need an iPhone because at this point, it's my understanding Androids don't work, just an iPhone. And then, Michelle's awesome. Do that. Download the app, and then what we can do is, if I get an invitation, I'll have invitations after tomorrow, because every time you start a room, they give you more invitations. So again, when you do get into Clubhouse, if you want to get where you can give out more invites, make sure that you raise your hand in the room, ask a question, contribute. They reward you for contribution. So it's a great app. A lot of people are using it. I think it's wonderful because they're having conversations, and it's a menu of choices on subjects. Every time I go there, I'm like, wow, that's an interesting subject. I mean, it's got nothing to do with network marketing, but there's so many different things they talk about there. It's just great. So thanks for joining me, and I will see you later. I'll put out some value tomorrow. Love all you guys.